Third week. Last 2 weeks have finally started. The countdown has begun. We are 14 days away from our fitness goal. The leanest I have ever gone in my whole birth, career, whatever.
Yo, I found this tomato and basil. Does that mean this is vegetable? Look at this. It got 0.5 grams of fat. Since my goal is to have less fat and carbs are just 7 grams, which is okay with some fiber, with protein, like, can this be my sauce? Oh my god, can't wait to buy this food on January. Like, look at this. This is the real good stuff. Look at the veggies. Like,
this feeling was new to me. Seeing my muscle under the shirt, I've never felt that way. Next was I was making sure that I was going to the massage to just have a massage because I was very scared of muscle tear. Now you see, this massage has lots of functions. Like, you can set the pressure, you can adjust the pressure how you would like to, and then there's also about the speed option. You would adjust the speed how you would like to, feeling today tense or you wanted a light speed. Another option is that the scanning, it's scanning the whole body. You can always adjust the scan and you can focus on one side. And then it gave me these lots of functions like total body, lower body, or do I have sore and tired legs? Well, I chose for the whole body because I was not going for a specific muscle group. And now let's go to our main food.
just remember that I'm gonna have a power up, meaning I have a special ingredient which I'm gonna use at the end of my journey, or if I'm feeling that I'm about to lose. Just like in the video games, you know, when you have every different levels and you get these power-ups in every different levels. So yes, that secret ingredient will be in the future. For now, I won't tell you that.
Best strategy I'm gonna use so that I don't overeat is that you can see this meal I've been eating. It's currently 11 a.m. so I'm gonna eat half, and then in the evening I'm gonna eat the same meal. So the nutrients would be same, and the rice has become too much. I accidentally put too much, so I'm currently very full for no reason. I don't know why. Maybe the drink, but because I didn't do my jogging today and none of the steps, so maybe this is why. But I can save this for evening, you know. Why overeat when you can't? So that's something interesting.
So this video is going to be more about the macros. Let's talk about the proteins, the carbs, and the fats. Struggling to progress in your calisthenics? Well, how about try Learn Flying? You can get more info about this on IG at Learn Flying. And how about master calisthenics skills that you are struggling with? The ebooks has 20 plus videos of me and my new students so that you can see how the beginner improved their skill. You also get tables and combo ideas for a skill so that you can know when to do volume work and when not to do. How about try my free guidebook, which is available right now? So what are you waiting for? Head to Learn Flying, link in the description. It's time to improve. Good luck. So breakfast, I would have chocolate hazelnut, which is the whey protein, and I would have 55 grams of that scoop. Now this gives me 68% of my protein and 80% of fat and 14% of my carb. Then moving on to the lunch, I would have a chicken liver with chicken breast cooked with that skin. Then I would have 2 cups or half cups of jasmine rice and some 5 spears of asparagus. Now this total lunch meal was giving me 48% protein, 28% fat, and carbs was 24%. Moving on to the dinner, the final meal was ground beef. This was 50 grams, and then I had medium white eggs, which was 3, with some 5 tablespoons of tomato ketchup some days, and some days I wouldn't feel like, and then 5 spears of asparagus again. And then at night, before sleeping, I would have a snack, and my snack was again a 37 gram of chocolate hazelnut whey protein powder. This time it was just 1 scoop. In the morning it was a double scoop, and the protein was 68, fat was 18, and carbs was 14. Now yes, I gave you a lot of percentages, but if we were talking about the macros individually, then I would suggest you that the whole meal of the day I had 175 grams of protein. The goal of my body weight was 122 grams of protein. So it means I have exceeded 53 grams of protein, which is okay. Moving on to the carbs, my goal of the day is 305 grams of protein. Now remember, the Fitness Pal, I just inputted the weight I want to lose in a couple of weeks and the age and the thing. Now the Fitness Pal doesn't know that I'm doing bodybuilding, so it's going to recommend me very high volume goals, even though those goals must be followed under 6 months to get those results. But I'm trying to push all the 6 months results in 1 month, so it's pretty very intense for me. So I made sure my carbohydrates was 85, making sure under 100 grams. I made sure that my fiber, oh boy, fiber was very hard. Fiber was already so going to the trenches, but it was just 5 grams. My sugar, I tried the best to keep it below 30 grams, which is 27 grams. My fat, this is where the goal begins, right? This is where the game begins. 81 grams of fat, but I try to keep it at 47. I wanted to keep it below 50. Saturated fat, polyinated, monosaturated, they went above, but it's okay, good for those hormones. Anyways, then we go on to the cholesterol. Now this Fitness Pal does not know how much workout I've done. I used to do 30k steps every single day, so I was burning 1000 calories. So there's no way that cholesterol is going to be at 1340 milligrams. All right, sodium, same. Sodium is not going to be 240 if I'm working out so much and drinking so much water. Okay, let's talk about the macros. Micronutrients is something which is neglected and many people not focus on. Everyone thinks macro is the goal, but I believe micro are the goals. Vitamin A, you can see 369%, which I have exceeded more than 100 grams, which is 469 grams. Thanks to the liver, it has a lot of vitamin A, and thanks to the beef, it had a lot of vitamin A. Thanks to all the meats, they all have a lot of vitamins. This is why carnivore diet is not the best option. Vitamin C, 100, but the goal was 82. I managed to get 82 only. And then the calcium, oh boy, 100, but I got 56. Iron was 135, 100. Now remember, the micronutrients, I always had tablets, so I always exceeded the limit because of taking these tablets. But these micros and macros I'm showing you right now are all from the food without any supplement except for the protein, because if you see the protein, I have reached 175 because I used to take 3 scoops of protein powder. 1 scoop had 25 grams of protein, so 2 scoops in the morning and 1 scoop at night. That was giving me a solid above 50 grams of protein. Alright, that was the macros and the micros. Now I hope you know that how many calories I was eating when I was in this diet. So the amount of calories that the MyFitnessPal app is suggesting me to have is 1,900. But if I was eating 1,900 calories, I thought that I wouldn't be losing any weight, but here is where the real deal is. So basically, with this diet, I was eating 1,800 calories, which is almost my goal, 2,000 calories. Because I was doing 30k steps every single day, I was burning 1,000 calories. So it means that I always had 900 to 1,000 calories remaining to eat on that day. And this is how the deficit works, right? Calories in, calories out. The fact, if you're burning more than calories you are eating, you are gonna see a loss amount on weight and body fat. And this was the goal. The goal was to eat 2k but also burn half of it. So 2,000 calories almost with this diet and 1,000 calories burned. Plus I was doing my body weight lifting and everything. That's maybe like 500. So let's say I was burning 1,500 calories and I was only consuming 500 calories, which is a very, very terrible technique diet. I believe if someone was doing this for a year, you would not be surviving for a year. But come on, Tristan Lee's diet was almost 3k to 4k. Mine is 2,000 calories. Also depends on the budget. Also depends on how I feel. I was not feeling the best when I was eating these meats and livers. So I was trying my best to only eat when I felt like and not try to force feed myself. Alright, that was all about the diet. Now let's go to the end where we are now on week 4 for that carb depletion week. Now, carb depletion week, as studied, it says in the articles you need at least 3 to 4 or 5 to 7 days, but these are not the fixed days. These are just estimations that you need these days to deplete all the carbs before the competition. I tried my best to deplete in these 5 days. How did I do this depletion? Is by decreasing my burning calories. So instead of doing 30k steps, I was doing 10 to 15k steps. I tried my best to not fatigue myself on the last week because energy levels was dropping as the carbs were dropping and everything was going very slow. So I tried my best to not fatigue, and also I was avoiding muscle tears because I had fear. Because imagine doing calisthenics, straddle planches in a low calorie deficit with zero carbs, or almost lowest carbs and lowest energy. Of course, that's the key ingredient to a bicep tear, but it's not gonna happen on my watch. I was doing Maltesers, I was doing many movements because I was losing so much weight. I lost like 7 kgs and I was feeling so light in body weight that I was feeling very happy. But the mental part and the physical part was that I always had this fear that I might get injured, I might get muscle tear. So I made sure that that did not happen throughout the journey. Okay, depletion week's over and this is the final day. Today is the day where I go under dehydration. Yes, so dehydration, 2 to 1 day is enough based on the research, but that's based on also genetics and body weight. So I did not want to take a big risk on this because I had not so much knowledge on bodybuilding yet. I'm still learning on how bodybuilding works, but it's always good to learn from your own experimentation.
Carb depletion almost coming to an end. Few days, 2 days left. I'm so hungry, but I don't want to move.